Zahira. Matthew. I did a different order, but I saw Zaria as well. Okay. We got everybody there. Successfully buzzed. Give me a couple thumbs up. I see thumbs up, some thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody's good. All buzzers are working. All right, you all ready to go? Give yourself a big stretch. Stretch your buzzer fingers. Stretch them, stretch them, stretch them. Let's do this. All right, I got it set up. Our first category in round one, starting with the 1 point question, is going to be inaugural addresses. Inaugural addresses. Let's see what you know about presidents. Hands on buzzers, 1 point question to start. He said, at this last presidential inauguration of the 20th century, let us lift our eyes towards the challenges that await us. Matthew.
Barack Obama. No.
Barack Obama is incorrect. We're going to take away 1 point. I'll read it for the blue team and give them a chance. He said, at this last presidential inauguration of the 20th century, let us lift our eyes towards the challenges that await us.
What do you say, team?
Gotta be Clinton, right?
Clinton went in at 92 and 96. So I guess 96 would have been the last one of the 20th century.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with Clinton. Ethan, we're going for Bill Clinton.
For your final answer, and your final answer is correct. Successful steal, 1 point for the blue team. Nice job, blue team. Bill Clinton was the correct answer. All right, 2 point question. 2 point question. We're moving up the points for inaugural addresses. Here we go. He said, I know that the acquisition of Louisiana has been disapproved by some. I know that the acquisition of Louisiana has been disapproved by some. 10 seconds. Hannah.
Jefferson.
Jefferson was the man who got the Louisiana Purchase to go through. Nice job for 2 points, blue team. You know your third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. All right, we got our 3 point question. 3 points in inaugural addresses. Hands on buzzers. What his March 4th, 1841 speech should have said. Sorry, I'm cutting this short. The weather's awful and I should go inside. What his March 4th, 1841 speech should have said, should have included. Sorry, I'm cutting this short. The weather's awful and I should go inside. 10 seconds. Hannah.
William Henry Harrison.
William Henry Harrison is correct for 3 points. Famously got pneumonia, potentially from his inaugural speech, and died 31 days later. Is that the right trivia point? The shortest serving president for that reason. Nice work, Hannah. I think that's 2 for you, right, though? Hands up, you're out. Got it. 4 point question, 4 points in inaugural addresses. Hands on buzzers. Let the word go forth from this time and place that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. He said, let the word go forth from this time and place that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans. 10 seconds. Time, passing of the torch, JFK. JFK's inaugural speech. Seems like some people might have known that one, but we're too afraid to hit their buzzer fingers. All right, 5 point question, 5 points in inaugural addresses, hands on buzzers. I have approved a research program for a security shield that would destroy missiles before they reach their target. Matthew.
Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is correct for the big 5 point question. Nice work. It was his second inaugural, 1985, talking about the Star Wars or the Strategic Defense Initiative. Very, very good for 5 points. That makes it a pretty close game after our first category. Hey, we made it through first category. We warmed up. Score is 6 for the quadruple T trivia team, or double pie. I don't know which it is. And 4 points for Bruce Willis. All right, our second category coming up now is about the world before playoff. The world before playoffs. So a good sports category for you sports fans out there. Let's see what this category is all about with our 1 point question, hands on buzzers. In 1966, this squad from near South Bend was but one of 3 undefeated teams. This was before the playoffs. For 1966, this squad from near South Bend was but one of 3 undefeated teams. Derek.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is the squad from near South Bend. I'm sure you remembered 1966 quite well, or you got the clue from South Bend. Nice work for 1 point with Notre Dame. All right, we got 2-point question, 2-point question, and this is why there are playoffs. Hail to the victors, kind of. This Big Ten team was 12-0 in 1997, but Derek.
Michigan Wolverines.
The Michigan Wolverines is correct for 2 points. Nice job. Also, where I went to school, so hail to the victors. Derek, you're out though now. You've used up all of your great sports knowledge. Your team's going to have to carry you the rest of the way. 3-point question, and this is why there are playoffs. In January 1979, there were 5 teams with 1 loss, including this Bear Bryant-led one, a co-champion with USC. In January 1979, there were 5 teams with 1 loss, including this Bear Bryant-led one, a co-champion with USC. 10 seconds. Matthew.
Alabama.
Alabama is correct for 3 points. You know your Bear Bryant. Nice work. I was waiting for Hannah to buzz in on that one. She looked really confident that she knew what it was. 4-point question. 4 points in this is why there are playoffs. After the 1996 slate, 5 teams had 1 loss, including the 14-1 Cougars from this Utah school. This is why there are playoffs. After 1996's slate, 5 teams had but 1 loss, including the 14-1 Cougars from this Utah school. This is why there are playoffs. 10 seconds. Delroy.
What's BYU?
BYU is the school we're looking for. Nice work, Delroy. Only so many Utah schools. BYU, one of the co-champions that year. All right, last question for 5 points. And this is why there are playoffs. Cincinnati and this Horned Frog school were both unbeaten in the 2009 regular season, but didn't play for the title. This is why there are playoffs. Cincinnati and this Horned Frog school were both unbeaten in the 2009 regular season, but didn't play for the title. This is why there are playoffs. Time. School with the mascot of the Horned Frogs is TCU. TCU, Texas Christian.
Poor Derek.
I'm enjoying
Derek's hurting.
Derek's reaction.
Yeah. Derek's like, why did I answer the first 2? I could have gotten to so many points. There's strategy involved, you see, strategy. And Hannah, I thought you were going to get that one too. All right, well, we are 2 categories in. There's still much more game to play. We've got 4 more categories coming up, plus a whole second round. Our third category, if you didn't like presidents, if you didn't like sports, maybe you like wine. Our third category is about wine. It's called Wine a Little. Let's see what you know about the wild world of wine. 1-point question. Let's go. This wine growing region in eastern France shares its name with a deep reddish purplish color. This wine growing region in eastern France. Matthew.
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux is incorrect. I'm going to take away a point from you, and I'll pass it over to the other team. But let me read it for you one more time. Blue team. This wine growing region in eastern France shares its name with a deep reddish purplish color.
I'm thinking Burgundy.
Yeah, Burgundy.
Yeah.
Okay. Ethan, that's our final answer, Burgundy.
And it's another good steal. Burgundy is correct for 1 point. Nice work. Quadruple T trivia team. I still don't know if that's right. The second question in Wine a Little. Hands on buzzers. Words used for the smell of wine include aroma, bouquet, and this body part? Luke,
I believe it's nose.
the nose of the wine is correct for 2 points. You nose your nose. All right, it's not funny. 3-point question, 3 points in Wine a Little, hands on buzzers. Sauternes and ice wine are two of the wines named for this dinner course. Sauternes, Matthew.
Dessert?
Those are both dessert wines. Nice work for 3 points. Way to go. Red team keeping the points going. Wine a Little for 4 points. Wine a Little for 4 points. Hands on buzzer. This 4-letter word indicates that a champagne is dry. Extra, Luke.
Brute.
Brute. Brute is the 4-letter word. Nice job for 4 points. Yeah, your hands are up. You're out. 5-point question. Last question in Wine a Little. Hands on buzzers. Luke, can you mute again if you're not muted? 5-point question. This Italian word for foaming is used of sparkling wines. The Asti is one of the most famous. Hannah.
Spumante.
Spumante. You have to say it with a fun Italian accent if you want to really get it.
I'll do better.
That is correct for 5 points, Hannah. I'll give you like 4 of the 5 points for not doing it with an exaggerated Italian accent. All right, correct. That is third of our 6 categories in round 1. At the end of it, 25-9 with the blue team on top. Many more questions to go. We're halfway through round 1, and we're on category number 4 now, going into the second half of round 1. And it is Missouri Loves Company. A bunch of questions about the show me state of Missouri. Hooray. How much do you know about? I don't know what their state motto is, but anyway, back to it. 1-point question. 1-point question for Missouri Loves Company. You'll see lots of stars on the St. Louis Walk of Fame, including that of this King of Ragtime. You'll see lots of stars on the St. Louis Walk of Fame, including that of this King of Ragtime. 10 seconds. Luke.
Gonna go with Joplin. Do you need his full
Joplin
name?
is correct. Yeah, I do not
Okay,
need his
cool.
full name. For fear you would say Janice. His name is Scott, right? Nice job for the 1-point question. Scott Joplin, a famous St. Louisian. I don't know the demonym off the top of my head. 2-point question, Saint of Louis. 2-point question in Missouri Loves Company. Hands on buzzers. At Westminster College, there's a memorial and library honoring this man who gave his Iron Curtain speech on campus in 1946. At Westminster College, there's a memorial and library honoring this man who gave his Iron Curtain speech on campus in 1946. 10 seconds. Luke.
Going for Churchill.
You are going correct with Churchill. Nice job. That is your 2 points, and your hands are up. You're out for the rest of Missouri Loves Company. All right, 3-point question in Missouri. With more than 40 theaters and 100 live shows, this city calls itself the live music show capital of the world. With more than 40 theaters and 100 live shows. Matthew.
Branson, Missouri.
Branson, Missouri. Everyone's favorite place to go. But Branson, Missouri is correct for 3 points. Nice work. Missouri for 4 points. Hands on buzzers. A June 26th, 2010 reride to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Pony Express ended with a procession through this city. A June 26, 2010 reride to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Pony Express ended with a procession through this city. 10 seconds. Time, you probably only know a few cities in good old Missouri, but this was a triple stumper on Jeopardy. Nobody got this question correct, so don't feel alone. It was St. Joseph, Missouri. St. Joseph, Missouri is where the celebration happened. All right. We got one last question to test your Missouri knowledge. This would have been awesome if somebody from Missouri was actually on one of your teams. But a 5-point question in Missouri. A national monument near Diamond, Missouri, preserves the birthplace of this plant doctor, born a slave around 1864. A national monument near Diamond, Missouri, preserves the birthplace of this plant doctor, born a slave around 1864. 10 seconds. Time. Pretty famous guy. George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver was the Missourian, Missourite that we were looking for. All right, well, we're out of Missouri. We can come back to the real world. And new category. So you're back in it too, Luke. Our fifth category, so we have 2 more left. Fifth category here in round 1 is I'm absolutely sure. I'm absolutely sure. I got nothing else. It just looks like it's questions that are facts. Let's see. 1 point, hands on buzzers. Alphabetically, it's the first animal in the American Heritage Dictionary. Delroy.
Aardvark.
Aardvark is correct for 1 point. You seem pretty sure about that one. I like it. 2-point question, and I'm absolutely sure. Hands on buzzers. There are this many feet in 2 statute miles. There are this many feet in 2 statute miles. 10 seconds. How quickly can you do math? Time. 5,280. Multiply that by 2. 10,000.
Like 10,560, I think.
Yep, 10,560. If only you could do it in 10 seconds, right?
Oh, I had it, but I was just still like, is it 5280 in a mile or is it 5260?
Totally. I tried to get into my own head when I read the question the first time too. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But yes, 10,560 is 2 full miles. All right, third question here for 3 points. Absolutely sure. This worldwide secret society founded its first British Grand Lodge in 1717. Matthew.
The Freemasons.
The Masons are correct for 3 points. Nice job. Worldwide secret society usually screams Masons. 4-point question, 4 points in I'm absolutely sure. Hands on buzzers. This planet is 318 times as massive as Earth. This planet, Luke.
Oh, I'm hoping it's Jupiter.
You're supposed to be absolutely sure.
Well, how can we absolutely sure about a secret society in the first place?
Right. The answer is Jupiter, and 4 points are yours to be had. Nice job, Luke. Checking your own confidence level as you go. One last question here in I'm absolutely sure for 5 points. In area, it's the second largest country in South America. In area, it's the second, Hannah.
Argentina?
Are you absolutely sure?
No.
It is Argentina after Brazil. Correct for 5 points. Nice job, Hannah. After 5 categories, the score is 38-15. 38 for the blue team, 15 for the red team. We got one more category here where the point values are smaller. And then I expect lots of buzzing in from the red team to try to continue to catch up, but we'll see what happens. Our last category after I'm absolutely sure is sounds kind of iffy. Sounds kind of iffy with IFF in quotation marks, which means the letters IFF in that order will appear in every one of our answers, okay? Sounds kind of iffy, IFF in every answer. Let's see how this works with a 1 point question, hands on buzzers. The top county cop. The top, Luke.
Sheriff.
Sheriff has an I and 2 Fs, sounds kind of iffy. Sheriff is correct for 1 point. 2 point question, 2 point up. We have to have a dancing taco sponsored surprise substitution, surprise substitution. And his hair is cheese and lettuce. His hair is cheese and lettuce. All right. Enough about the taco. Surprise substitution. We got a 2-point question. We're substituting in for this question and this question alone. Our switch question from our iffy category is we are going to do a question from the category of who makes it? Who makes it? I'm going to give you a product and you tell me the company that makes that product, the manufacturer of that product, right? So I'll give you like a brand name. You tell me the brand, the company that makes it. Make sense? It's going to be a pretty quick one. Again, worth 2 points. Hands on buzzer. Who makes it? Nutri-Grain bars and Rice Krispies treats. Nutri-Grain, Zahira.
Kellogg.
Kellogg's is correct for 2 points. Good job on a quick buzzer finger. Way to go for the 2-point question. All right, so that was over here, but we're coming back to iffy. Again, remember, questions in this category contain the letters IFF. 3-point question in sounds kind of iffy, hands back on buzzers. This is a minor argument. I'm sorry, honey. This isn't Hannah.
A tiff.
A tiff, right? Hannah and I often have tiffs over data, but never a real fight.
Never with you.
I know. Everybody else though, right? 4-point question, 4 points in sounds kind of iffy. 4 points. Hands on buzzers. This is a small light boat for one person. A small light, Luke.
It's a skiff.
A skiff is correct with an I and 2 Fs, and your hands are up. You are out for the final question. Final question here of round 1, worth a big 5 points. Get ready with your buzzers. It's the first T in GATT, G-A-T-T. Their taxes one nation puts on goods imported. Delroy.
Tariff.
Been a lot in the news lately. Tariff is the iffy word we're looking for. Nice job on the buzzer speed. You are correct for 5 points. Awesome job. You should go back on mute. Our overall score at the end of the first round of categories is 51-17. But as I mentioned before, as we go into round 2, we've got 6 more categories. Point values are doubled, so there's a good chance to make up some ground for the red team. Let's see. We'll see what we can do. I believe in you. We've got 6 more categories. A little bit more difficult categories, maybe, but we'll see. It all depends on what you know, right? Our first quick stretch. We made it halfway through. A little halftime. Yesterday we were singing some Mark Anthony "Need to Know." That was good. I need to know. We're talking about JLo's ex-husbands. Anyway, doesn't matter. You don't need to know. There you go. Delroy's got it. All right, here we are with questions in round 2. Again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points. Our first category is medical milestones. Medical milestones. So what we can see about medical milestones. 2 points. Hands on buzzers. We wonder if James Hardy held his breath as he performed the first transplant of one of these on a human in 1963. We wonder, Derek.
Heart.
Heart is incorrect. I'm going to take away 2 points from you. And I'm going to pass it over to the red team. Again, you can all answer together. I'll only take an answer from your team captain. But let me read it for you one more time.
Last breath.
Sorry about that. My finger went right into it.
You're good. Let me read it for you one more time, though. We wonder if James Hardy held his breath as he performed the first transplant of one of these on a human in 1963.
I don't know. Be
Just
lung. Would it be the answer? Would be lung.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It is, and you are correct. Nice job. 2 points is yours to be had. Nice work. The held his breath was an extra clue there, but yeah, James Hardy, first human, 1963. Nice job, red team. All right, 4-point question. Let's keep going to medical milestones. News of his rabies vaccine spread throughout the world after it proved successful in 1885. News of Luke.
I think it's Pasteur.
You would think right. Pasteur is correct for 4 points. I always get him mixed up. I don't know, with somebody else. I'm always like, wait, was that Pasteur? I don't remember who, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've gotten this question wrong multiple times in trivia. I go to St. Louis and I do trivia with like 500 people, and the same kind of questions come up. And whenever I get into these categories of who invented which vaccine, There's always one I screw up, and it's usually this one. All right, enough about me. There's never enough about me, but enough about me for now. We've got a 6-point question coming up next in medical milestones. Hands on buzzers. Her scoring system that assesses the health of newborn babies was first introduced in 1952. Her scoring system that assesses the health of newborn babies was first introduced in 1952. 10 seconds. Time. I know there's lots of people who have had babies out there who might remember this name. Virginia Apgar. Apgar is the system. Well, nobody buzzed in on that one, so same score. But we got an 8-point question in medical milestones. Hands on buzzers. In 1987, the drug known by these 3 letters became the first approved for treating AIDS. In Matthew.
AZT.
AZT are the 3 letters. Nice work. Big 8-point game there. AZT was the first approved drug for AIDS treatment. Nice work. 10-point question, 10 points in medical milestones. Hands on buzzers. In 2006, this vaccine that In 2006, this vaccine that protects against HPV, a cause for cervical cancer, was approved for females ages 9 to 26. In 2006, this vaccine that protects against HPV, a cause for cervical cancer, was approved for females aged 9 to 26. 10 seconds. Time. Gardasil. Gardasil is the vaccine that was first introduced in 2006. All right. That was 10 points. I know it's tough to ring in a 10-point question if you're not sure. Can't remember. That's good. If you don't like medical milestones, but you do like movies, our next category is a movie category. Thumbs up, thumbs up. In this one, I will be describing the plot of an Oscar-winning film. You ring in and tell me what the Oscar-winning film is. All right. I'll give you the plot. Hopefully it's not about Bruce Willis, who was dead the whole time. I don't think it won any Oscars. No. 2-point question, 2 points coming up. Hands on buzzers. Oh, for the days street gangs fought it out in dance. We met a girl named Maria. Matthew.
West Side Story.
West Side Story is great. JETS, 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 Jets was the end of that. Nice job for 2 points. You see how this round's going to go. I'll describe the next one for you again. Buzz in when you think you know what it is. Describe the Oscar-winning film for 4 points. Great show at the Coliseum. All roads lead to Crow. Luke.
Whoops, I hope I'm not premature, but I'm thinking Spartacus when I think Coliseum.
You are incorrect. I'm going to take away 4 points from the blue team. I'll pass this over to the red team. Again, you can discuss and come off mute, but let me read it for you one more time. Great show at the Coliseum. All roads lead to Crow. At my signal, unleash a hell of a movie.
Gotta be Gladiator because Russell Crowe, yeah. So Gladiator?
You gotta.
Finally, Gladiator.
Yes.
Correct for 4 points and a successful steal. Nice job. Of course, a team with a movie-sounding name should get the movie question correct. Nice job for 4 points. I will describe the next Oscar-winning film. Hands on buzzers. Cruise into Vegas. Babbitt is rich. A big plug for Qantas air safety. Definitely, definitely. Hannah.
Rain Man.
That is all adds up to Rain Man. You are correct for 6 points. Nice work. A little bit of an older film, maybe more difficult to spot. 8-point question, 8 points in describe the Oscar-winning film. Hands on buzzers. A Renner runs through it. Time to Iraq and roll. That movie is The Bomb. Alexi.
Hurt Locker?
Hurt Locker is correct for a big 8 points. Nice work. A Renner runs through it. Time to Iraq and roll. Nice job with Hurt Locker for 8 points. Tightening up the game. We got a 10-point question in describe the Oscar-winning film. Hands on buzzers. A ludicrous carjacking. LA Stories. Delroy.
Crash.
Crash is correct for the big 10-point question. Way to bring it back for the blue team, Delroy. A ludicrous carjacking. You're not spelled ludicrous there. LA Stories. Matt Dillon is an officer, not a marshal. Nice work for the 10 points. At the end of our second category of our second round, the score is 65-41. Closer matchup. We'll see if the red team can keep it going. We're going to go from films to those things that they're usually based off of with books. Books. Characters in American books. All right, American books, though. No. 2-point question. 2 points in characters in American books. Hands on buzzers. Mr. Antolini was an English teacher of this Catcher in the Rye narrator. Mr. Antolini was an English teacher of this Catcher in the Rye narrator. 10 seconds. Delroy.
Holden Caulfield.
Holden Caulfield was the narrator of Catcher in the Rye. High five from over here. Nice work for the 2 points. We're going to 4 points in characters in American books. Hands on buzzers. On her deathbed, this angelic little girl asks her dad to free Uncle Tom. On her deathbed, this angelic little girl asks her dad to free Uncle Tom. 10 seconds. Time. Character in the book, little Eva, who asked for Tom to be freed. All right, we're going with some more books. Hopefully, we will all have read a lot of them. 6-point question in characters in American books. Hands on buzzers. In To Kill a Mockingbird, this recluse saves Jem and Scout from Bob Ewell. In To Kill a Mockingbird, this recluse saves Jem and Scout from Bob Ewell. 10 seconds. Time. Books categories hurting, huh? It is Boo Radley. Boo Radley is the character from To Kill a Mockingbird. All right. Maybe it's the next one. Maybe the next one is something you're at. 8-point question. 8 points in characters in American books, or something you remember from a book if you read it a long time ago, right? 8-point question. Kilgore Trout, the fictional author of several cleverly ironic sci-fi novels, is a character in many of his books. Hannah.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Kurt Vonnegut is correct for 8 points. Got a ton of Kurt Vonnegut books right there. I'm looking at Sirens of Titan. That's the nearest one in there right now. Love me some Kurt Vonnegut. All right, 10-point question. 10 points. See, I'm back to talking about me. Characters in American books for 10. In The Sun Also Rises, Jake Barnes struggles with his feelings for this fickle British lady. In The Sun Also Rises, Jake Barnes struggles with his feelings for this fickle British lady. 10 seconds. Time. A triple stumper on Jeopardy as well. It's Lady Brett Ashley. You've read The Sun Also Rises, played by the wonderful Ava Gardner in the film of the same name. You can at least go watch the movie if you don't want to read the book, right? All right, we still got 3 more categories left. Books didn't go over as well, though. Nice work, Hannah, on the one. Let's go to Reinventing the Wheel. Reinventing the Wheel is our next category. I don't know what it's about, but we'll find out as we get into question number 1 for 2 points in Reinventing the Wheel. Hands on buzzers. What some call the first car was an 1886 motorized one of these, now mainly ridden by little kids. Luke.
Tricycle.
A tricycle. The first car was just a fancy motorized tricycle. Like that one Batmobile car thing. Anyway.
Made by Daimler, who is now Daimler-Benz, Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. We can go down a deep Wikipedia learning. I like to call them a Wikipedia hole where I get stuck for like an entire Saturday and I start on like wondering something about JFK, and you end up learning about like toenail fungus somewhere else on the internet. All right. Reinventing the wheel for 4 points. Reinventing the wheel for 4 points. Hands on buzzers. The wheel lock mechanism. The wheel lock mechanism, later used in lighters, was invented around 1500 to ignite the powder in these. The wheel lock mechanism, later used in lighters, was invented around 1500. Matthew.
Muskets.
Muskets is correct. Muskets are guns. Nice work for 4 points. It's an oddly written clue, but nice work on it. You were able to figure it out. It was guns. All right, reinventing the wheel for 6 points. Hands on buzzers. Improved care in World War II meant more soldiers badly hurt but not dead. That prompted George Klein to motorize this. Improved care in World War II meant more soldiers badly hurt but not dead. That prompted George Klein. Hannah.
Ambulance.
An ambulance is incorrect. I'm going to take away 6 points from the blue team. Red team, I'll read it for you one more time. You can decide to answer or pass. Improved care in World War II meant more soldiers badly hurt but not dead. That prompted George Klein to motorize this. All right, red team. What have you
We're
decided?
we're gonna go ahead and just pass.
Good, all right, fast. 6 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
They motorize. Maybe some of you also thought another option would be the wheelchair. Motorized wheelchairs is what he decided to motorize. Also, somebody else. One of the wrong answers on Jeopardy was ambulance. So you're in good company, Hannah. 8 point question. 8 points coming up. Hands on buzzers. And actually, no, we can't, because it's a surprise substitution. The dancing taco is back. Surprise substitution. Hello. All right. We're gonna jump to a different question for this 8 point question for 8 points. 8 points and 8 points only. Our category is explosive music. Explosive music. 8 point question. Hands on buzzers. This one's gonna go quick. In 2011, Bruno Mars blew up the charts with a song that says, "I'd catch a blank for you." Throw my hand, Delroy.
Grenade.
A grenade. You were the first one to buzz in. That's some explosive music, right? Nice job for 8 points. I'd catch a grenade for you. Nice job. That's 8 points for the blue team. We can jump back now to our reinventing the wheel about inventors and wheels for 10 points. So big 10 point question. Chance to make the game a little tighter. Hands on buzzers. Around 1700, a ship's steering system was improved by adding a wheel. Around 1700, a ship's steering system was improved by adding a wheel. 10 seconds. Time. Yeah. The confidence metric versus 10 point questions would be like an interesting chart, right? It is the helm of the ship, not the rudder, the helm is the steering system. Nice work. Or not nice. It's a good clue. We got 2 more categories left. That's the end of reinventing the wheel. Just 10 more questions. We can do it. Our second to last category is going to be about painting. We haven't really touched on art and painting. This category is called paint in oils. Paint in oils. So the questions are like 1 point question coming up in paint in oils. Hands on buzzers. Who needs a brush? According to a student of Titian's, the master would do his final retouching using these. Who needs a brush? According to a student of Titian's, the master would do his final retouching using these. 10 seconds. Luke.
It's too much fun to just not guess fingers.
Fingers is how he did the retouching. That's probably where we get the phrase retouching. But yes, Titian would retouch using his fingers. A nice job for the 2 points. 4 point question in paint in oils. Hands on buzzers. If you get a hold of Marine Painting in Oil by E. John Robinson, you'll learn how to paint this 8-letter type of work. If you get a hold of Marine Painting in Oil, Luke.
Seascape.
Seascape is the 8-letter word, a triple stumper on Jeopardy, but very nice job with the 8-letter word seascape. It also does take you out for the rest of this category. And we got 3 more questions to go in paint in oils. Paint in oils for 6 points. Hands on buzzers. Avoid cracking by applying pigment with more oil over pigment with less oil, and more of this thinner made from pines. Avoid cracking by applying pigment with more oil over pigment with less oil, and more of this thinner made from pines. Hannah.
Turpentine.
Turpentine is the thinner made from pines. Nice work for the 6 points there. Looks like Luke, you knew it. It was hurting you to keep it in. We got 2 more questions. So Hannah came to your rescue. 2 more questions in paint and oils. Paint and oils for 8 points. This technique of applying thin layers gives richer color than if you just mix the paint. You can do it with ham too. This technique of applying thin layers gives richer color than if you just mix the paint. You can do it with ham too.
No.
Carving?
Carving is incorrect. I like the late game guessing. 8 points we'll take away. I'll pass to the other team, and Luke, you get to join in on this one too. But let me read it for you one more time. This technique of applying thin layers gives a richer color than if you just mix the paint. You can do it with ham too.
Does anyone know?
I'm stumped.
I was thinking sandwiching.
Or basting. I don't know. Glazing, maybe?
Oh, basting.
Glazing.
I think, I don't know, that's a lot of points to lose.
I like
Glazing. Do you want
glazing.
to go with glazing?
Yeah.
I like glazing, but don't let me sway you.
Let's go for it. Why not?
Do it.
All right, glazing is our final answer.
Good teamwork. Glazing is correct for 8 points. You can do it with ham, you can do it with color. Glazing is correct. Nice work, blue team. And our last question here in paint in oils, our 10-point question for tons of points. Rembrandt used the other end of a brush to depict curls, a technique called sgraffito, from the Italian for this action. Rembrandt used the other end of a brush to depict curls, a technique called sgraffito, from the Italian for this action. 10 seconds. Time. Scratching, sgraffito. I see, I can do it. Sgraffito. I get all the points for doing it in Italian. It's Italian for scratching. All right. Score is 99-37 with just 5 questions left. Going to be tough to make up the difference, but let's see what we've got in mind. These last 5 clues, so I'll give you a heads up, are very, very short. So you're probably going to buzz in pretty quickly. They're adjectives derived from animals. Adjectives derived from animals or describing animals, describing an animal's features. Animal adjectives is the category. Let's see how it works. 2-point question. See if you know this first one. Animal adjectives. Ursine. Ursine. Luke.
Bear.
Bear. Bear-like. Perfect. It's 2 points from the word ursine. 4-point question in animal adjectives. Hands on buzzers. Taurine. 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 Hannah.
Bull.
Bull-like. We just need the animal. Bull. Nice work for 4 points. We got bears. We got bulls. The markets. Animal adjectives for 6. Columbine. Columbine. Time. I didn't know this one either. It makes sense once I heard it. Dove. Dove-like. Columbine. Dove. Okay. 2 questions left. 8-point question. Cervine. C-E-R-V-I-N-E. Cervine. Alexi,
Snake?
what was that?
Snake? Like serpent, snake?
Snake. That is incorrect. I'll take away the 8 points. Again, not bad to guess at this point in the game. Pass it back to the other team. Cervine, Cerbine, Cervine.
Anyone know? I'm thinking of cervix, which is like a hollow thing in your neck, etc. But what does that have to do with an animal?
Yeah, there's a serval, but that's with an S. It's like a
Yeah,
cat-like
that's a
thing,
cat.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I keep going to goat, but then I feel like it's not cervine, it's something else.
Do you guys want to pass?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's just pass.
Okay, we pass.
A deer. A deer is Cervine. Deer is Cervine. All right, we got one last question. One last question here. One last adjective. You tell me the animal. Murine. M-U-R-I-N-E. Murine. M-U-R-I-N-E. 10 seconds. Delroy, you're not on mute, but Matthew.
Is it mermaid?
It is not mermaid. I don't know if a mermaid's an animal, but murine does not describe a mermaid. I have to throw it over to the blue team to discuss and tell me if they can figure it out. Murine, M-U-R-I-N-E. For the steal.
I don't have any ideas.
Yeah.
I know I've heard it, but I can't place it.
Some kind of Latin.
Derek,
nonsense.
I have
anything?
no clue.
All right, we're gonna pass, Ethan.
Yeah, when I was thinking of French, I was like maybe blackberries. I couldn't figure it out either. But murine is mouse. It is related to a mouse. It's murine. I would say rodentine. Anyway,
Matthew, you
final
should have
score-
said Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, right. Mickey Mouse. All right, 105-19. Nice work, both teams. There are no losers here today, as everyone will get to play another game in the next round. Great work on both sides. Some great answers from everybody. Thank you all for a great game.
This was fun. Thanks, everybody.
All right, we'll see you
Bye.
next
Bye.
Congrats, everyone.
Everyone else has left the call. Everyone